What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to TV and Me. I'm of course Kevin, and it's time for The Walking Dead. I am back after yesterday's episode, which turned out to be an episode which was quite out there in terms of the content, like meeting this new character, King Ezekiel, and this new town of the kingdom. Not to say I didn't enjoy it, because I really did enjoy it, and it felt a bit different from everything that's come before in The Walking Dead, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool seeing a character which was embracing the craziness of the situation and trying to bring some good into the world, you know, becoming this king and becoming this man that is larger than life with a pet goddamn tiger. He gets like points for that, stole points at least, because carrying that tiger around with him does make him a badass and let's be honest, someone to be reckoned with. That was pretty much the whole episode, actually, learning about this King Ezekiel character and, you know, the kingdom. And it was interesting to find out that there are more places. I remember Jesus saying in one episode that Rick's world was about to be expanded. And, you know, from that, we've met loads of new towns, the Hilltop, Negan's people, wherever they're from. We've also met this place, the kingdom. So, you know, we're meeting new towns, new places which seem to be thriving with life, with schools, with population, with children. And, you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the happy times. I'm trying to put all the despair and desperation out of my mind, what went down with Glenn and Abraham. And for now, I'm going to sort of focus on what's going on at the kingdom. And what's going on with Morgan and Carol in turn. I mean, Carol was trying to leave and go off on her own again. But she eventually decided to go half and half, go to the middle ground, you know. As King Ezekiel said, embrace the contradiction. Go, but don't go. So she did go, but she stayed close. Somewhere where, you know, she's in easy reach should she need help. Should, you know, she need anything in the future, they are there for her. Yet she can have her own space. And she doesn't have to worry about other people, which I thought was a really cool way of coming to, you know, an agreement, a way she could live without disappearing into the wildlands. So I guess we'll find out where we go from here, whether we'll stay with the kingdom or whether we'll go over to Negan. I hope not. I hope we do stay at the kingdom because everything is happy there. Everyone seems to be just enjoying life, despite they are getting bribed by Negan like Rick is and the Hilltop. You know, they're dealing with it in their own way. So I hope we stay at the kingdom, but if we have to go to Negan, I guess, you know, it has to be done eventually. And if we go to Alexandria, even though I do love Rick and the group, it's going to be hard revisiting there, knowing everything they've been through, seeing Rick mourning, seeing everyone mourning, seeing Maggie. Mind you, Maggie went to the Hilltop, didn't she, with Sasha, so we might even go to the Hilltop this episode. So let's not hang about, let's get straight into it. This is Season 7, Episode 3. Oh, that's going to ruin it with his face. No way. They have to bow as he walks by. Pretty tasty sandwich. Still want to punch him in the face. He's giving dog food to Daryl, wasn't he? Fuck you. Evil fucking dicks. Tell you, if I was tired enough, I could sleep through that music.
Heidi.
Hey.
Daryl.
Oh shit, is that Sherry?
Don't talk to him.
Oh, she's pregnant.
It's negative.
Oh. Oh shit, yeah, he's wearing the same clothes as these guys. So what do they have to do? Do they move walkers about to, you know, put them out there for the defences? Or is it some sort of weird game?
That's you, asshole. Unless you're smart. Your choice. You could be like them. Or me. Make it easy on yourself.
I ain't never gonna kneel.
Yeah, I said that too. But you're gonna.
It's working. It's working slow, but hey, man, some people are harder to break than others.
Yeah, he's close.
Yeah, he is. Since you're doing such an awesome job, you want to have a little blast from the past with you know who? Kid, man, lighten up. Pick whoever you want, as long as she says yes. I mean, I just said that it was happy hour at the Pussy Bar and Dwight eats for free, and you're telling me no.
I haven't earned it yet. Right?
The hell are you talking about? You earn what you take.
It's D. I'll meet you at the gate.
I mean, I want my shit back, but that is grunt work.
I'd like to do it.
Good boy.
So Dwight was obviously taken captive at some point and broken in. And you could say he's doing what he's doing to survive, but still. Well, they're definitely getting their full use out of that song for how much they paid for it. Oh fuck, he didn't lock it. They're testing him. It's a test, Daryl. Ooh. Right, you're about to meet your maker, bro. Eat him. Damn.
Go back while you can. Whatever he's done to you, there's more. There's always more.
He's gonna get caught, isn't he? Yeah, you got a vehicle, that's all well and good, but how you gonna get out the front gate? Yeah, you're fucked.
Who are you? I am everywhere. And this was your shot to prove to me that that fundamental fact was sinking in, and you failed. You had three choices. One, you wind up on the spike and you work for me as a dead man. Two, you get out of your cell, you work for points, but you're gonna wish you were dead. Or three, you work for me. You get yourself a brand new pair of shoes and you live like a king. Screw it.
Ooh, Daryl didn't flinch at all, motherfucker. So he's gone caught himself another prisoner. Well done, fucking Dwight. That was sarcasm, by the way.
Well, and now you owe a hell of a lot more. Was it worth it?
Oh, so this guy was someone who was already there.
Keep walking. I can't go back. You will. Because that's the only way.
See, that's what he tells us. That there's no choice, no way but his way. But there's only one of him and all of us, so why are we living like this?
Because look where we are. We were losing. Now we're not.
This is the last time I'm going to kneel.
Get up!
You feel.
Get up.
I remember, D.
Or I'll put every person you ever talked to on the fence. I'll dig up your dead wife and feed her body to the crows. You feel that? You feel it?
Okay, D. But you know there's nothing left.
Do him a favour. He actually showed mercy. God, this song is starting to get on my nerves now. Oh, they're trying to simulate torture for us, the viewer. They're doing it.
You got your friend killed. I got Tina killed. And don't pretend like you don't know the score. You should be dead. But Negan's taking a shine to you. You're lucky.
The fuck was that? Damn it, I'm gonna have to go look what that is after the episode. I didn't see what it was.
Sis fell behind on points, so I asked her to marry me. She tells me that she's gonna think about it. The next thing you know, I'm dealing with an orange situation. Dwighty boy here stole all the medication and took off with his super hot wife and my super hot, maybe soon-to-be fiance. Cost me an arm and a leg going after him. And you know what, Dwighty boy? He still got away. But here's the thing. D, he saw the light. He manned up. He came back. He asked for my forgiveness. He begged me not to kill Sherry, which I thought was kind of cute, so I was just gonna kill him. But then Sherry says that she will marry me if I let Dwight live. Which, if you think about it, that's a pretty screwed up deal, because I was gonna marry her sister until she wound up dead. But Sherry is super hot. And now look at him. Bow! One of my top guys. And we are totally cool. The point being, I think you can be that guy. All you gotta do is answer one simple question. Who are you?
It's not gonna do it.
Daryl.
You're gonna wind up in that room or hanging on the fence?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is episode 3. And it was actually quite a slow episode compared to what's gone previously. And, you know, the whole introduction to King Ezekiel and, you know, the kingdom. This episode was very, very slow. And I think they were just trying to show us why Dwight did the things he did. And the fact that maybe he's not a bad guy. How does that make me personally feel? I don't know. I've still got some anger towards him because he is on Negan's side. But from this episode, I began to understand his situation and why he's doing what he's doing. Even though I don't agree with him doing what he's doing, I see that he was put in a really horrible situation. Apparently, his sister was meant to marry Negan. And she probably wasn't happy with that, and she knew she had no choice. So Dwight did the big brother thing and escaped with her, along with his own wife. They escaped. Unfortunately, she died because she, you know, we saw how she died. She got eaten by a walker in that burnt greenhouse, I think it was. And he decided to go back. Now, Negan did say in that little bit when he was telling Daryl all this that, you know, Dwight got away, but yet he came back. So did he actually get away? Did Negan give up the chase? And did Dwight shoot himself in the foot by going back? And did he only go back because he felt like he had no other option, nowhere else to go? That seems like a really silly choice that he made to go back to Negan. But like I say, maybe he saw it as the only way he is going to be able to survive because, you know, he had no food, he had no shelter. But I don't know, I felt like surely there's a better choice, knowing who Negan is and what he does to people that they come across and those who cross him. He smashes their heads in. Surely he knew that. So going back, he must have known that someone was going to die. And how sadistic and horrible Negan is, he's probably going to do it to his wife. So that just feels like a bit of a silly decision to me. Like I say though, I do understand the Dwight character, or I'm beginning to understand him and his motivations. He's just trying to survive, but choosing to survive under Negan is a really bad decision, let's be honest. He might give you women, he might give you food, but he makes you bow whenever he walks past. He does sadistic shit if you dare to cross him. It's just, there's no freedom. It's like living under a dictator. And I feel like in this episode, it also tried to show us them breaking down Daryl. And Daryl is the type of person where he would rather die a free man. Excuse the cliche with that as well. He'd rather die a free man than live under the rule of a man who just does evil and will force you to do evil in his name. Daryl has a conscience. He loves people, he cares for people. Again, we saw it with Sophia and we saw it with Rosita in that situation. He's not going to be able to go out under Negan's orders and kill for him. So, I don't see Daryl breaking, I really don't. And even though Dwight came in there, and I did actually go back and look at that photo that he gave to Dwight, and I think it was a picture of Glenn and his mushed head. And I guess the reason he gave him that photo was to say, look, you're lucky. You should have died on that night, but you didn't. Negan's given you a chance, so take that chance and survive. But despite that, I personally would prefer to see the Daryl character die than see him become a soldier of Negan and a man that will kill other innocent people because they won't give Negan his supplies for the week, because they don't bow when Negan walks past. I would much rather die in that situation. I would much rather a character that I love in a TV show to die in that situation, because is that really living? I don't think so. I should put a disclaimer against that as well. I am actually talking as an armchair warrior. You know, it's easy to say this stuff while I'm in the comfort of my own home watching a TV show. But was I forced into that situation? Would my mind change? Possibly. But, you know, as an outsider looking in, and that's what this show is all about, us as the viewer, trying to dive into that world and, you know, trying to make choices and what we would do in those situations. And from my point of view, I wouldn't want to turn to Negan's side, but put me actually in that situation and my tune could entirely change. But I hope Daryl is the character I think he is, and maybe we'll say he'll go over to Negan and he'll just play the game for a while, then he'll escape and get back to Rick. If that's part of his plan, I'd be okay with that, but fully going over to Negan, bowing to him and becoming one of his mindless soldiers, I just don't want that to happen to Daryl. But that was about it with that episode, to be honest. You know, pretty short review. Like I say, not much going on. Just the systematic breakdown of Daryl, or the attempted breakdown of Daryl, and us learning a bit more about Dwight's backstory. Whether Dwight will lash out at some point at Negan, you know, because it's obvious he isn't happy with Negan. Even though he went back, even though he gave up his wife to Negan, you know, and he seems to be living with it at the moment. Maybe eventually he will learn the lesson that it is better to be free than live under the thumb of a madman. And he'll choose to die, much like that guy he killed on the road. You know, there was that guy that said, you know, I don't want to go back. There's nothing for me. Just kill me. I don't want to be there anymore. So maybe Dwight will eventually get a redemption story. Maybe eventually I'll start to like him. I mean, I'm beginning to understand him, but I still have that nasty taste in my mouth for what he did to Denise, what he did to Daryl, the way he had some sort of vicious vendetta against Daryl. You know, he was always the one to jump on top of Daryl and shove the crossbow in his face, even though Daryl's the one that saved him. I still have that nasty taste in my mouth, but who knows? With a bit of time, with me learning the Dwight character, with me learning more of his backstory, I mean, I've learned a good portion of it, but learning more about who he is. And maybe eventually, if he does decide to turn against Negan, and maybe help Daryl escape, then I could begin to like Dwight, or at least have a bit more respect for him. So I'll leave that there. Until the next episode, guys and girls, thank you for watching as always. I really appreciate it. And until next time, bye-bye. Thank you for watching The Walking Dead Weekend with me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, if you've got any thoughts or theories about the episode, remember you can leave them in the comments section below. But please, no spoilers. If you'd like to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month you can take part in Patreon polls or even get early access to my videos. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter at TV and Me Reacts, or you can subscribe.